Welcome back to day 2 of the Global Landscapes Forum here in Accra, Ghana, 2019, where we are restoring Africa's landscapes, uniting action from above and below, mostly from the ground up. And this afternoon, I have the pleasure of speaking with Alan Watson, who is the technical manager from the HCV Network Secretariat. So Ellen has been participating in the GLF Forum in Accra in the launch of a new guidance document and methodology for using the high conservation value HCV approaches and landscapes.
That's right.
Great. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So please tell us, let's begin. What is high conservation value? What's HCV?
Yeah, thanks. So as you say, HCV stands for high conservation value. And the HCV approach is about protecting social and environmental values. And it's based on 6 definitions that span, as I say, social and environmental values. So covering endangered species, biodiversity, ecosystems, large landscapes, natural resources that local people rely on for their livelihoods, and cultural and spiritual values attached to forest or to certain animals.
Wow, very interesting. So how did this process begin? Getting these values together, this approach.
So the approach itself is based on these 6 values, and it's about the identification, management, and monitoring of these values. So how do you know the values are there? Identifying them through assessments and through consultation with people, and then once identified, they're managed and monitored. But this concept started about 20 years ago in the Forest Stewardship Council.
Okay.
So it's started in forest certification in forest management units. So it still continues in FSC today. So to become FSC certified, you have to show that you have identified and protected your HCVs in your forest management unit. It's a very useful concept, so it has been picked up and kind of spread to many other commodity sectors, such as palm oil for Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, cotton, aquaculture, sugar. So it's kind of spread to many other sectors from starting in forestry, and also being scaled up beyond certification and beyond just plantations, now being used at the landscape scale, which is kind of what brought me here to the GLF.
Wow, great. So coming to the GLF, is that the point that we're going to scale up the approach?
Well, it has been happening for a while already because, as I say, because it is a 20-year-old concept, it has evolved over time. The definitions have been kind of updated over time, but people have been kind of scaling up the existing definitions, and we did engage with people who have done that to make this new guidance document and tool. But now it's about kind of bringing consistency to the fact that it is being used worldwide in many different settings for things like land use planning or identifying risks in a supply shed. So because as the HCV Resource Network, we're about kind of the stewardship of the approach.
Okay.
So we wanted to bring kind of a best practice global guidance to this, and also have an opportunity for people who are using it worldwide to share their experiences and learn from each other.
Okay, wow, that's very interesting. So, I mean, I guess you've mentioned all the commodities that we use, because it's going across sector now. It wasn't only with forests. I don't know, that was my last question. How would your guidelines be used? But I guess you've sort of answered it. I don't know if you want to expand on that.
Yeah, but maybe just add that we work really closely with the high carbon stock approach.
Okay.
So the high carbon stock approach is, it's a tool for meeting no deforestation commitments. And within that, the HCV approach is part of it. So just to say it is also like part of certification, but then in addition part of kind of corporate commitments and other sorts of commitments to sustainability. Okay,
wow, very interesting. So, how has your experience been then? You being here at the Global Landscapes Forum?
Yeah, it's been really good. Very fast. Just kind of only 2 days flown in, flying out. Yeah. But it's been good to see people from all over the place, and we had our launch pad this morning, and I was happy with just. We had a panel of kind of some practitioners from a few organizations to give more of a flavor of how people are using this on the ground. So that was also really useful because this is now just launching. Of course, we don't yet have our own case studies of using this particular tool, which is why we launched it. But now, people will be picking it up, and we will be doing a screening in West Kalimantan over the next year.
Okay.
So that'll be kind of one of our first case studies.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Well, I thank you for your time and for joining us here on our second day, and I hope the last day is a success.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ellen.